Audio problems. Welcome back to the 10-minute Bitcoin show. We're going to get you out of here before the next block. Don't mute your mic before you go live. That's a no-no. We're rolling, guys. We're rolling. We're doing things here in the 10-minute Bitcoin show. We're talking about current events. There's a lot to cover today. We're checking in on our friends. Actually, this is kind of an old thread, but it got brought back up in my mentions, and I liked the conversation here. So Wicked says it here in this quote of Mechanic. It's a screenshot. It would be interesting to witness a failed user-activated soft fork attempt. And my comment there was, let's define failure, because what does it actually mean for a user-activated soft fork to fail? Wicked responds, a user-activated soft fork that results in a chain split with such low hash rate on their side that it's abandoned or hard forked to lower a difficulty. Then I said they might also hard fork after the chain split to change the proof of work algorithm, as Luke has tried to suggest in the past, as to fix mining centralization. I think that's what I misread this when I responded, but that's what he was suggesting here, hard fork to lower the difficulty. You could also change the proof of work algorithm if you wanted to reduce your shit fork's likelihood of getting 51% attacked or whatever. Anyway, the way that I've been explaining this for as long as I can remember now that we've been talking about this NOTS stuff. The purpose of a system is what it does. I don't believe that they think for a second that they're going to be able to get this soft fork activated on the tip of BTC, the chain with the most accumulated proof of work and the longest tip. I don't see it happening. I don't think that there's really any economic conviction behind this, except for this small group of people and their sycophants. You've got Mechanic's former employer, Start9's people, running cover fire for him, trying to confuse language and make this stuff harder to understand. But if you want my opinion has always been on this whole circumstance that they wanted a fork, that they're going to get a fork, and that they want to create the perception that there's lots of people, real people, that believe in their mission and are sympathetic to their goals. And what the end goal is there, who knows? I don't know. But the purpose of the system is what it does. It's obvious to me that they're not trying to actually make real consensus changes to the real Bitcoin. Changing Bitcoin is very hard. It takes a lot of time, requires a very conservative approach. But one of the biggest lies is that lots of people and money believe the lies. Don't believe the lies, guys. Talking about, before we get to that, we know there's no economic conviction here because Rob Hamilton here, thinking ahead and seeing that there's a lot of opportunity for futures contracts here around this speculation of this chain split, which will result in two tokens, if they do try to activate this without majority consensus, which they're absolutely not going to get for the nonsense changes that they want. You can go ahead and sell your coins that are not a part of this user-activated soft fork today and probably make quite a bit of money. So if you have a lot of conviction, take Rob up on the other side of this trade, and you can go ahead and sell your non-UASF coins today. That means the coins on the chain that are not adopting this new fork that supposedly is going to stop spam and save Bitcoin or whatever it is that they're claiming it's going to do today. But anyway, we know there's no conviction because nobody's taking this trade, which you would expect to see people do. We've been seeing a lot of FUD with Lightning all of a sudden lately. People are trying to really, really fudding SegWit hard. I had a tweet on that earlier. Tweeted some on that yesterday. I'm not going to cover it in the show. But if you want to laugh, just go read some of Greg Maxwell's responses to these people that are claiming that somehow Lightning isn't Bitcoin, which is ridiculous because Lightning is just hash time locked 2 of 2 multi-sig contracts, pre-signed transactions that allow you to unilaterally exit back to the chain. You're basically entering into a payment agreement with another user in a channel, and then Lightning just allows you to move sats around like an abacus. It's not that complicated, guys. It's still Bitcoin. Is Lightning perfect? No. Does it scale in perpetuity? Maybe, right? It's hard. It's hard. Building with Lightning is hard. There's a lot of hurdles that I would say that we still have to overcome with Lightning, but in my opinion, all else being equal, Lightning is better than no Lightning, and all else being equal, SegWit is better than no SegWit. If you don't think so, if you don't agree, you are perfectly welcome to run a node that rejects SegWit blocks. You are perfectly welcome to switch to a money protocol that didn't implement SegWit, like Bitcoin Cash, for example. Bitcoin Cash did not implement SegWit. If you think Bitcoin would be better without SegWit, you have options. You are not beholden to the BTC Bitcoin network. You are not beholden to running Bitcoin Core, but the market has shown time and time again that it prefers Bitcoin Core as the reference implementation of the Bitcoin money protocol, and that it prefers BTC, the token that's representative of that network. If you don't like it, you can start your own network. You can fork the code. You can run your own code. You can make a better token with you. We don't believe that you're going to do it, but you're perfectly capable of doing it. You're welcome to do it. It's free and open source software. No one can stop you from doing it. But let's stop with the nonsense, FUD. Please, it's ridiculous. Big news. Bitcoin payments are live on Square. Square terminals. This is like one of the major points of sale for lots of merchants out there. It's opt-in for now, meaning that if you go to a merchant that has a Square terminal, you have to ask them if they want to opt into accepting your Bitcoin payment. It's not just like natively there and already available and easy for them to access. They basically have to set it up. But anywhere you go now where you see someone with a Square terminal, if they're using the Square point of sale system, you can ask if they're interested in accepting Bitcoin for your payment, and they can opt into it relatively quickly. It's pretty easy to do from what I've seen. This is cool. This is huge. Big props to Square for finally making this happen. This is something that Jack Dorsey was saying was going to happen a long time ago, and I'm excited to see this finally coming to fruition. I hope we see the numbers on this go up and up and up as time goes on, and maybe eventually, we don't even make it opt in. I don't know if that's possible. Maybe they just make it auto convert to USD and you have to opt in to accepting the Bitcoin. I don't know. We'll see. But I think some merchant acceptance is better than none. So seeing this is a good development. I'm happy to see this. Other big news today was that China is now accusing the U.S. of stealing 127,000 Bitcoin back in 2020. In what they are calling a state-level cyber attack. This is about $13 billion in Bitcoin. There's a CoinDesk article here on this event today. I thought that this was really interesting. Is this budget-neutral treasury accumulation? Perhaps. I don't know. I don't know what's going on here. It's possible that the U.S. wasn't even actually involved and that this is just China posturing. It's possible that the U.S. government was involved. It's possible that this was a gray market operation that had something to do with some parts of the U.S. government, but that those stolen Bitcoin didn't necessarily go directly into the hands of the federal government, or at least not in such a way that it ends up on the balance sheet of like the U.S. Treasury. We probably won't know for sure. We probably won't ever know how this plays out exactly, but this is interesting stuff. This is probably going to be the future of economic warfare. If you just want my 2 cents on the matter, I expect that this is the precursor to, granted, this hack happened back in 2020. This didn't just happen today, but from my understanding of looking at this article, the accusation was made just recently that this 2020 hack was actually made by the U.S. Department of Justice. So that's interesting news. You can check that article out. I'll link that in the show notes below. Hold on to your Bitcoin. I don't think that the fun is over. I don't think Bitcoin is dying, and I don't think that we're going to end up in a situation where it's illegal to run a Bitcoin node. But I wouldn't be surprised if these people who are running this little game show continue to pivot and continue to lie and continue to confuse some of you out there, hopefully none of you that are listening to the 10-minute Bitcoin show, into selling your Bitcoin. I hope that doesn't happen. I hope that you can see through the lies and through the FUD. I hope that my stupid little show helps you do that. And if not, good luck to you, whatever else it is that you end up going to instead. But don't forget the opportunity cost, guys. Bitcoin has outperformed everything else over the last decade and then some. And I don't expect that changing anytime soon. We are talking about peer-to-peer, permissionless, digital gold that clears instantly all over the world. Well, not literally instantly, but you know what I mean. Don't get discouraged. Stay focused on the mission. The mission is fixing the money. See you next time.